It'll be interesting early to see the Pistons, not the Lakers, how the Pistons come out early. You know the Lakers are going to be ready. The key is, will the Pistons be happy with one win, or will they try to go for two?
Well, they're happy right now. They're looking to become ecstatic. Here we go. O'Neal and Ben Wallace, and again for the second game in a row, a premature jump. This time, again, it is Shaquille O'Neal, as was the case the other night. So that's happened in both games.
But the bottom line, you win championships by playing defense, and the Lakers are going to have to do that. Now, again, early on, one-on-one coverage on Shaq, and then the Lakers have to attack the basket instead of settling for jump shots.
Now you have Bryant on build-ups, and we talked about that a little bit in the pregame show, but Wallace is free, and Ben goes to the hoop for the jam, and Detroit leads.
But you know, you're not seeing Kobe Bryant guard Billups because he's getting tired guarding Rip Hamilton.
End-to-end action. Malone again. This time it works.
Yeah, the first time he went in and tried to get fouled and didn't. This time he went in to try to make the bucket.
And the Lakers with a bench that pretty much has put them into the finals. Thank you, Derek Fisher. Thank you, Kareem Rush, says Phil Jackson, as Prince puts it in to make it a 6-5 Laker lead. Feed Shaq. George gets free from 16. Malone with a back tap, but nobody's there except Rasheed Wallace. And it goes into Ben Wallace, and Detroit takes the lead. So Larry Brown calls the timeout, trailing by 3, and the next thing you know, Detroit's up by 1.
You know, with Tommy Heinsohn working, I better build up, sir.
Yeah. Here's Shaq. Banks it in. Lakers reclaim the lead, 8-7 Los Angeles.
The one thing you can't do against a great defensive team is give that team, especially if they're not a great offensive team, points and easy buckets, and that's what you do off a turnover.
Fourth Laker turnover. All the way goes Hamilton. Detroit on top again. Meanwhile, Payton was charged with that last foul. Detroit has 14 fouls. The Lakers have 2. The Lakers have turned the ball over their last 3 possessions. Bryant all the way over Rasheed Wallace. Karl is long. Rebound is to Ben Wallace. Billups goes all the way, and off the glass kisses it in. So the lead going back and forth. 11-10 Detroit, under 4 to go in the period.
And again, this is Piston pace right now. This game so far reminds me a lot of game 1, with the exception I think the Lakers are playing with better energy defensively. But as I told you earlier, the Pistons are still getting the same shots.
He's 2 for 6. Now Prince from outside to drain it for 3. Tayshaun Prince, a 4-point Detroit lead with Wallace on the bench. Minute to go in the period. Ben Wallace underneath. Gives it to Williamson. He can't get it to drop.
I tell you. Al, if you're Larry Brown, you're looking at these points that you're giving up right now, and it has to be driving you crazy.
Walton. 8 on the shot clock. Cross court. Kareem Rush for 3. Well, that's why the Minnesota Timberwolves are at home right now.
Yeah, and that pass was unbelievable.
After the miss by Wallace. Malone, meanwhile, Karl Malone is hurt. He was reaching for his right knee. He's hobbling underneath the basket. And here's Williamson putting it up and in.
You know, right now, I'm looking at Karl Malone, and they're going to have to yank him off the floor.
No doubt.
He doesn't tell the truth usually to the trainer, Gary Vitti, and they're calling it 22nd right now because of Karl Malone.
Well, you saw Karl, and all he had to do is just point the index finger, wave it a little bit over toward the bench, and the Lakers have to take a 20.
You know, when you're running on a bad wheel, anything can trigger it and make it worse, even a trip like that. So, you know, this is a guy, as a fan of basketball, that I absolutely don't want to see get injured. I want to see him compete in this finals. And you know right now, in most cases, most guys probably wouldn't be playing, and he's trying to gut it out here.
Earlier in the year, December 21st, in fact, and that cost him 40 games.
Yeah, I bet there's been more injuries in our league with guys landing on someone else's foot than any other injury.
So he sits down, and now Bryant is free, and Kobe puts it in. You know, at that point, I'm looking at Malone, it's like your brain wants to shake it off.
No.
It's like you don't even want to give in to the fact that you might be hurt to the extent you can't play. And the steal here, and here's Billups.
You know, an easy bucket for the Pistons. Another turnover for the Lakers.
Medvedenko pressures Wallace. Shot clock at 6. Hunter drives, throws up a wild one that goes in. A little under 9 to go in the half. Open is Walton, and he's become, as we said before, a very good three-point shooter.
He is available to return. Back to you.
Doc,
I'm gonna tell you
know, it sounds like denial to me.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you what's going on. VD is telling Karl Malone, you should sit out the rest of this game and let's check it. And Karl Malone is saying no. Oh, my.
Luke Walton
is creating.
He brought Bryant to the bench, but he reported too late. So Hamilton's in the game for the moment, and Bryant is not. Campbell. Got it. Luke mainly finishes up. Sometimes, though, Jackson has inserted him in the second quarter, tonight in the first.
He's showing a lot of trust, though. Your team was struggling before he came in, and you go to a rookie in Luke Walton who has answered.
And Hamilton drops one.
He didn't need but 1 or 2 to go for him, and then you have to be very careful in watching him.
With the Lakers on the floor right now. Hamilton has 6 points. Walton, who has 7 and is leading scorer in the game, gets an assist on the basket by O'Neal.
You know, Al, the Lakers needed someone other than Kobe or Shaq.
Campbell. Oh, underneath, what a pass. Beauty to Hamilton.
And what a cut.
And is in Jerry Rice's kind of shape as well. Payton takes it from Bryant. Okur. Hamilton gets doubled. Nearly has it taken away. No foul. Then from way outside, Okur misses, and Malone is there for the board.
You know the difference in this game and in game 1. This game also, Al, the Pistons have played great defense, but so have the Lakers tonight, and that's why they're winning this game.
For the Pistons, again, Rasheed Wallace, as was the case in the first game, on the bench. He's been out since there were 3 minutes, 7 seconds remaining in the opening period. Bryant is free.
Yeah, the Pistons better be very careful.
Phil was asked about that before the game, guys, and he said Jeannie was freelancing on that one.
Perfect way to describe it.
Boy, you can see Karl Malone has no lip.
And Bryant goes high in the air to take it away. Walton. Underneath. O'Neal. And fouled. Up by 7, and Hamilton lost it, but it's picked up only 6 on the shot clock right now. Hamilton with 3, and then a little runner in the lane doesn't go, but they'll get a fresh 24. And Hamilton will pop from the corner and get it for 3.
Boy,
big play.
A second shot. That's just like a turnover.
Camp in Chicago.
And John Hammond and Joe Dumars will be there tomorrow.
O'Neal missed it. Malone gets it back. Carl goes down hard again. Looked for the foul, didn't get it. Gets up fairly gingerly. Prince now from the outside. Oh, that would have been huge.
Boy, I tell you.
And now Walton to Malone. And Malone missed it. Gets a second chance, and the only good news about Malone going down hard and getting up, as I called it, gingerly, as he was still down court and available in case the ball came down there that quickly, which it did.
Yeah, usually we call that a cherry pick, but he didn't do it on that one. He just couldn't get down the floor. And how about Tayshaun Prince missing the 3, and he was the guy that blocked Malone's first shot.
After it went all the way around on a 360. Bryant knocks it away. And then Payton with a soft, underhanded pass, and Bryant cashes.
Laker defense is the story so far in the first half.
They're pushing the ball the way they'd like, but they're still not executing their offense exactly the way they'd like to, Doc and Al.
Thank you, Michelle. The Lakers open up with their regular starting five, not Walton. And you saw the full court pressure applied by Detroit from the outset, and O'Neal on the other end banks one home for a 10-point LA lead.
And that's the execution that Michelle was talking about, and she's right. You know, in the first half they scored points, but it was more off their defense and forcing turnovers. I think Phil Jackson is still upset that they can't score in the half-court offense right now.
Ben Wallace to Rasheed Wallace, who didn't play at all in the second quarter. So again, as was the case the other night, 2 early fouls, came out, and then comes out and scores.
Boy, you can see the triangle with this view because of the view and how much spacing that the Lakers are getting in their offense.
Bryant finds George. And instead of a triangle, that's a straight line pass and a 10-point lead.
A lot of second shots given up by both teams right now.
George gives it back to Bryant. Prince on Kobe. Taken away by the quick hands, but Kobe gets it back. 7 on the 24. Whips it over to Malone. Wow. Underneath to O'Neal.
Oh. I've said it before, but Karl Malone, because he played with John Stockton, no one talked about his passing.
Dodgers, of course, carried the name west as Kobe Bryant sinks one from just inside the arc. Long 2.
And Phil Jackson didn't draw that one up. No. That was just great offense because the defense was pretty good.
Wallace with a turnaround, and so Rasheed, who was on the bench most of the first half, comes out 2 for 2 to begin the third period.
Yeah, and if I'm Larry Brown, I look and seek out Rasheed Wallace for 2 reasons. One, he has a size advantage over Karl Malone, a quickness advantage, and Malone is injured and playing.
What a pass by Malone to a cutting Devin George inside.
You know, basically, they've made Malone now the passer. They know he's struggling moving, so what they're doing is giving him the ball and moving around him.
On the offensive end and the defensive end, of course, he does all of the dirty work. He had Tim Duncan. He had Kevin Garnett. And right now he has Rasheed Wallace, who beats him again. So yeah. Wallace with a half dozen now in the period.
I think it's a good move by Larry Brown because he knows right now that Malone isn't moving well.
Bryant softly. Wow.
I'm watching the interplay right now with Rip Hamilton and Kobe Bryant, and we all knew that these 2 guys grew up together. You're watching them play right now. They're going after each other.
High school rivals in Pennsylvania. What a move by Wallace to bank it in.
That is an absolutely great move. And you can see Shaq late there. He was trying to get there. I think they're going to start bringing Shaq over a little bit quicker to help.
It's important to him to get a championship, Malone. But he said the most important legacy I want to leave with my team is that they all know that I am a caring person that cared for every single guy on the bench.
It looks like the Lakers are dominating the game. It's a 6-point game right now.
6-point game. Detroit not making it easy. And open is Hamilton. And now it is a 3-point game. Bryant over into the corner. Malone. 9 for Karl tonight. Billups. Follow is short by Wallace.
Even that play, but look at him go up the floor.
Bryant. Larry's team down by 6. 1 minute remaining in the third. Billups got it. 3.
Gary Payton chose to go under. All evening so far, Payton's done a fantastic job, in my opinion, because he's worked over the pick and roll. On that one time, he decided to go under it, and Billups burned him.
Billups now has 19 points. Here's Devin George from the corner.
Because you can see Kobe starting to feel it right now. Big shot here for the Pistons.
Pistons will, in all likelihood, get the final shot of the quarter. Milking it down. Kobe stays with Billups, but then Billups gets free inside. Now Bryant trying to push the ball up the court for the final shot of the period. Kobe will stop, starts to slip, and that prayer doesn't get answered, and it's a 2-point game. So we are set up for another pretty good finish here in game 2. Hamilton to try to tie it, and does. Hamilton guarded by Kareem Rush. Rush got a hand in. Now Walton comes out to pressure. Hamilton gets it to Okur with Shaq 20 feet from the basket. Three-pointer here. Goes from Lindsey Hunter.
Boy, Derek Fisher took his eyes off of Lindsey Hunter for 1 second, and that 1 second cost him 3 points.
Detroit's first lead since it was 30-29. Rush got it. 71-70 Detroit. Bryant guarded by Hamilton. Fisher from the corner. Lakers by a deuce, 73-71.
Yeah, and I think when Larry Brown, the counter for that is to go small with them. Not as small as the Lakers, but to match up a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ben Wallace or Corliss Williamson come out of the game right now.
Phillips stays on the bench. Hunter stays in. Here's Hamilton. Drives on Walton. Doesn't go. Rush gets the board. Fisher, he's got Wallace on him outside. Now Wallace switches off underneath. Kobe takes it. Not too many guys make that shot.
No, not too many guys make that agile or that shot. But I tell you, this last minute and a half has been caused by going small, the substitution by Phil Jackson. Really surprised that they're not going low with Rasheed Wallace with Luke Walton Gardner. Oh, there he is.
There he is, Rasheed Wallace to the hoop. So here are the Lakers, the team of stars with Fisher, Rush, and Walton in the final 5 minutes of a critical game as Bryant drives all the way to the hoop and gives LA a 2-point lead.
Well, I tell you, Kobe Bryant has made some of the most difficult shots that I've seen in a long time in one game.
Rasheed Wallace. Phillips. 77 all.
Yeah, and that play was set up. You can hear the tension in this building.
Hamilton driving. Got it. Hamilton. 8 on the shot. Malone goes down, no foul. It's dropped off. Reverse layup and jammed by Ben Wallace. Bryant, Walton, and O'Neal.
This is going right to Shaq.
With his 5 fouls. Now Rush to Fisher in the corner for a big 3. Ooh, is that a big 3?
Boy, I tell you what.
Wow.
Great patience down by Rush.
Crowd on its feet. Hamilton. Fisher couldn't get the rebound, and Wallace takes it out of his hand and puts it in. Fisher was there, but Big Ben took it away and jammed it.
And again, Phil Jackson has decided to go small again, and by going small, you're going to give up some offensive rebounds.
Rush couldn't get it into O'Neal. Bryant all the way. How did he do that?
I have no
How
idea.
did he do that?
Al, did you think he could get through?
2 guys are coming over. I mean, it's like there's nothing there. Hamilton. Big deuce.
They're going to have
85-82.
to put Kobe Bryant back on Rip Hamilton.
Huge defensive possession here. Detroit possession for the Lakers. Hamilton almost has it taken away. A foul is called. They're going to call it on Fisher. 23 for Hamilton. 27 for Billups. Got them both up by 5. The Lakers have 4 guys on the court who can make threes. Fisher, Walton, Rush, and Bryant. Here goes Bryant. smells the basket, gets fouled on the way in.
Yeah, not a bad option, getting a quick foul by Kobe Bryant.
That was Rasheed Wallace's 4th foul, and of all things, Bryant, terrific from the line, misses that. 1 of 2 for Bryant. 87-83, ticking down to a minute. Phillips. Chauncey clearing it out, then Hamilton gets free. Shot clock at 6. What a rebound by Wallace, and he puts it back in. He is just magnificent on the glass. 14 rebounds for Ben Wallace. Now Shaq has to get it out to Malone, looking for the 3. Here's Bryant, a pressured 3. That doesn't go. O'Neal with a rebound, gets the putback and gets fouled. And now up comes a huge foul shot for O'Neal.
He's going to put Rush back on Hamilton, and he's going to put Kobe on Billups because of the size factor.
Not elegant. A line drive goes in. It's a 3-point game. Shaq 9 of 14. And Hamilton avoids a double team by Walton and Rush, and then takes a timeout as they stayed with him right to the sideline. So 30.4 seconds remain. 19 on the 24. A little handoff, like a football handoff to Billups. He'll go all the way. There's no foul call, but the Lakers get the rebound. And here comes Kobe. He looks over at the bench. Phil says, well, it's interesting. Phil, at first, didn't call for the timeout. Bryant took it into the front court, which is one of the things he wanted to do. And then Walton looked over and saw Jackson and called the timeout with 10.9.
And everyone is paying attention to Kobe Bryant.
They start with Shaq. He gives it to Walton. Here comes Kobe. Less than 5 from way outside. Got it! Oh, man! With 2.1.
I can think of one name. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan. Kobe Bryant has it. Whatever that it is, Al, he has it. He has the ability to make big shots. The mistake there was Rip Hamilton giving room. You can see him backing up. You know he has to take a three-point shot. I was really surprised that Rip Hamilton gave him so much room. Now in Rip's defense, what Rip was thinking is don't foul the shooter. But you have to know that Kobe Bryant is going to take that shot. There was only 3 seconds on the clock. You have to know it, and you have to get up into him and force him to do something else.
Prince will inbound. Pistons line up vertically, break it. Prince looking. And then it's taken away by Malone, who falls into the photographers. The game clock shows 0, and we will go to overtime.
Shaq has 5 fouls and 2, 64% of the time. The team who scores the first bucket, Al, wins the game.
There it is right there, 6 and you're gone. Both Wallace's and Campbell with 4. Peyton, Fisher, and Bryant with 4. To Shaq. Phillips. Off balance, doesn't get it. That time they had moved Shaq outside. Can't take the chance of him fouling underneath.
No, they couldn't. And not only that, they couldn't take the chance of Shaq stepping out.
Bryant off a Malone screen all the way. Oh, got the bounce. Phillips carrying on a conversation with Steve Javie. Shot clock at 7. Hamilton whips it outside to Prince. Shot clock at 1. Did he get it off? No, he didn't. Crowd uproarious. Walton. Bryant. Here's O'Neal. 6-point lead.
At this rate,
on a 12-0 run.
At this rate, I would like to see an 11-game series.
At least. Hamilton. Little runner in the lane goes to make it a 4-point lead.
Good move by Larry Brown. He knows now that if Rip Hamilton is aggressive, Kobe Bryant has to avoid the foul.
Has to back off. Lakers trailed 89-83 with 36 seconds left. O'Neal, the three-point play. Bryant had the three. Kobe off the glass.
Wow.
He lives for this. He just lives for this. Minute and a half, 6-point lead.
Great possession right here. Going to Shaq.
Inside, gets doubled. Walton.
Oh.
O'Neal! Rasheed Wallace. From outside, that would have been a three by Hamilton. Slotted around. Comes back into the hands of Hamilton, and now nothing dropping for Detroit. Hamilton will try it again. Still nothing. 3 possessions, they do nothing. The crowd with a Luke serenade. Bryant. Lakers get it back. And that will just about, as the late, great Chick Hearn would say, the eggs are cooling, the butter's getting hard, it's in the refrigerator. Bryant goes down, there's no foul called. Shaquille O'Neal has 9 points. Kobe Bryant has 7 points. They have all 16 with 5 fouls. Amazing. What a game. What a game.